How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today's question is, should alcohol be banned? Should we ban alcohol from out of existence? Now, personally, as somebody who has quit drinking alcohol, and especially in the beginning, if you've just quit drinking alcohol, you'll be on the same lines as me, where you think, I wish alcohol would just disappear off the face of the earth, you know. Everybody should stop drinking. It's a toxin, it's a blight on society. It's something that nobody should be allowed to do, you know. We should ban it, should tax it out of existence, you know, so that nobody can afford to do it except the super rich, and even they've got to think twice about doing it, right? We all think those things, but at the end of the day, should it be banned? We've got a really good precedent set from Prohibition. Now, I know it wasn't the best formed plan, it wasn't the best executed plan, Prohibition in general. I don't think there was 100% commitment to it. I don't think most people didn't want to take responsibility for any parts of it, and it failed drastically. You know, look at the war on drugs. You know, what good is that doing? I mean, all the good it's doing, if anything, is it's keeping people in jobs. And for what? You know, we've got more people in prison now, young people especially, people who can't find any other way of making money. Poor people in general are the ones that get locked up for this, you know, people who are in possession of whatever amounts, and they get locked up for a possession because they want to smoke marijuana or, you know, snort cocaine or inject heroin into the system. You know, where two of the biggest killers, alcohol and cigarettes, responsible for 8.5 million, 8.5 million people, right? Think about that figure for a minute. 8.5 million people every single year. It's unbelievable. I mean, that's, when you look at it from a perspective, it's about 25 to 30 times the amount of American soldiers that were killed in the entire Second World War, right? 8.5 million people, and that's every single year. But they're legal, right? But what right do we have to say that this person can't put a drug inside their body? I don't want to say that, you know. It's, as far as I'm concerned, if you want to put alcohol into your body, if you want to smoke cigarettes, if you want to inject your veins full of heroin, right, so long as it's not affecting somebody else, you know, and that's a debate, whether it is or not. Let's say we can go into the lifestyle choices of this, we can go into the cost to the exchequer, each exchequer in each country, the cost to the healthcare system, the cost to whatever, you know, in terms of what these people are causing to other people's lives, right? But, you know, as long as you're not physically doing something to other people, you're not forcing them to do it, or you're not battering somebody while you're high on drugs, then you should be allowed to do what you want, in my opinion anyway, you know. I think at the end of the day, the reason why we've got so many people smoking and drinking, and not as many people taking illegal drugs, you know, there's no, this is another sort of a question about whether one drug is better than another drug, A, because it's legal, and the other drug is not, right? B, whether it's, you know, whether it's causing more damage, and, you know, some of the illegal drugs, so-called, I know that marijuana has been legalized in certain parts now, but you know, there's a case to say that it does less damage, a lot less damage, and depending on how you take it. I mean, you can eat marijuana, you can eat the dried leaves off marijuana. It's not going to do you any physical harm inside, not that I know of. So, you know, why have any of us got the right to say that? And it's the same thing with alcohol. You know, why if as soon as you start banning something, right, you do exactly what happened during Prohibition. You cause these things to go underground. You cause the criminal element, if you like, to come up, and you just create a black market. At the end of the day, there's only one solution to this, and that's education. It's educating young people when they're growing up. You know, treat it like any other drug. You know, treat heroin and cocaine and angel dust and whatever the drug is like any other legal drug, like cigarettes and alcohol and caffeine. You know, you tax them. You know, if you want people to take less, you tax them more. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to education. You know, when I was growing up, I never touched heroin. I've had speed. I've taken a couple of E's. I've taken a few E's. I smoked marijuana for years. You know, for at least 10 years of my life. I smoked cigarettes since I was young. Obviously, I drank alcohol for over 35 years, but I never touched heroin, right? Because of the education that I received, right? And I'm not talking about an education like somebody stood in front of the class and said, yes, this is the blah, 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 with heroin is going to do this to you and that to you and the other, and you can't take it because if you do, you'll be shitting out your innards. Didn't get any of that, but it was just the general feel, right? Everyone was afraid of heroin. Everyone thought as soon as you take heroin, that's it. You know, you're going to be some smackhead in the corner of a disused building, you know, pissing your pants and not being able to live life, you know. I mean, this is what alcoholics do, you know. It's, you know, I'm talking about alcoholics as in these people who are at the far end of their drinking. But, you know, I never touched heroin because of that, because there was a fear, and it was an education, right? It was an education in life that, you know, that was put into me earlier on, that heroin was bad. And if people are, you know, they say marijuana is the gateway drug to heroin or to the harder drugs and stuff like that. It's bullshit. You know, cigarettes are the biggest, one of the biggest gateway drugs. Alcohol is a gateway drug. You know, and that's in every home. You know, most homes in the Western world have got alcohol, and some homes have got cigarettes. So we're brought up with this normality. You know, that's what we've got to get away from. This is what we've got to get young people's heads away from. Is this desire to even try this stuff, to think that it's something good to do. You know, when I grew up, I wanted to smoke and I wanted to drink because that's what I saw the grown-up men doing, and I wanted to be a grown-up man like any young kid wants to do, you know, and that's just the fact of it. So it was a natural thing that led me from one thing to another and led me to a lifetime, you know, half ruining my fucking lungs, you know, half shotting out my liver because I wanted to follow on the normality and because some fucking asshole wants to make money. All about education. Look, if you want any help with quitting drinking alcohol, come on over to Alcohol Mastery. We've got a lot of stuff over there. We've got a starter pack that'll help you out. It's a couple of different courses, a couple of books. Once you sign up, go over to alcoholmastery.com. You'll see it there on the front page. There's a big button. Press the button, you leave your name and email address, and I'll send you out videos day by day. If you want to join the Mastermind coaching program, it's a coaching program we've got. It's there's forums there, there's daily videos. I'm there coaching every single day, trying to help people to stop drinking alcohol. And you can get a 7-day trial for $1. And you get that by, I'll send you out once you sign up for the mastermind or for the starter pack. One of the first videos I'll send you out is about information about that, so you can sign up for that. Until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Take good care of yourself. Keep the alcohol out your mouth, right? You know, it's the only way to do this, to quit drinking, is to quit drinking and not put it in anymore. Once you do that, you've done it. You've done the job. The rest of it is just dealing with the life that you've built up because you've been drinking. But that's a different story. Take care. Onwards and upwards. Bye bye now.